Alright folks, it's Laurie, aka the Piano Brain, coming at you from Scotland. That is very important, remember. You can probably tell by my accent. Tonight we're going to do a beginner lesson, and it's really good if you're just taking up the piano or you want to get into some pop stuff. To start out, it has just a few chords and a few shapes, and the way I'm going to teach this is that you don't need any prerequisite knowledge whatsoever. And all you need to do is sort of get used to these shapes. You can come up with all sorts of names for it, but basically it's just a shape. If you can get that shape, you'll be able to play this piece no problem at all. If you're going to go anywhere public and you sit down and play this, everyone is going to love it right away. They'll think you're amazing. And the start of the tutorial teaches you exactly how the song goes. And if you want to go towards the end of the tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to really take that to the next level. If you're feeling confident, don't expect to do it right away, but hey, you never know. So if you've got a piano, sit down, just start playing this piece, and that's all folks from me. Have a great time. So let's just start with the first chord. Now a chord is just when you play a bunch of notes at the same time. So in our case it's going to be this. Just listen to that chord. Oof. Right, so seriously, that chord has a name, but it doesn't really matter because it sounds so good. Okay, so let's figure out what it is. Okay, what a great motivation that was. So we're going to start with this note here, and it's C sharp. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail about note names and chord names in this video. I'm going to do a whole other series for you on that. So just follow me along here. So C sharp is the note to the right of C, as is F sharp and A sharp, the three black keys. And most of this piece is going to have black keys, which is great because you can't really make mistakes easily. So here's our first chord. Now just notice I'm using my thumb, middle finger and pinky for this, which is going to really help you out because we're going to be using this one in a minute. And if we don't have to look at keys when we're moving stuff around, that helps us a lot. So try using these fingers, even though it might feel a bit weird. Okay, and we're just going to kind of push with the wrist to get them all at once. If you try and ping the keys, it sounds a bit disjointed, alright? So we're going to do 6 of those, and then 6 more. And don't be afraid to belt it out, because that's great for this song. Okay, 12 of these. Next is even simpler. It's exactly the same on the bottom, but we're going to move this note, as I said, to here, which is G sharp. And that gives me C sharp, F sharp, G sharp. And just 6 more of those. And again. So you might say it's 12 of these and then 12 of these. So simple, right? Please try and use this finger. You'll love me for it one day. Here we go. Awesome, exactly like the song, right? So let's just take a look at the left hand, what it's doing. Now most of the time the left hand's a lot simpler, which is what we want, because the right hand's busy enough, and it repeats a lot. And this song's no different. So we're going to start in this position. My pinky is on B, which is right in front of C here. Okay? The only white note in this song. And then we're going to go into the black keys again. Okay? So B, D sharp, and then C sharp. Twice. Okay? So B, D sharp, C sharp, C sharp. Now you're probably wondering, why are you using those fingers? Why don't you use this or this? Well, I'm going to use these fingers because later on I'm going to be up here, right? So it just works best. So the fun part is putting these together. Now, it seems simple in theory, right? But trust me, a little bit of practice and you will get used to this, okay? So we're going to go back to our first shape. Now I say shape because that's all this is, right? You can call it like a B major 9, 7 and 9 with no third or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter. It's a shape, right? And it sounds good. Just get used to that shape. It kind of like, you could almost land it from some up high. I was going to say space. Not space, but you could land it from high, right? It doesn't, it's almost like get used to that shape, alright? Just memorize it, right? Rather than saying the notes. But it's together with this B that makes it fun. Fun, yeah, sure. 4 notes at once, but listen to it. Gorgeous. So, once you've gotten over how good that sounds, just hold this left hand down and I want you to go crazy with the right hand. So like we did before, 6 of those. Here we go. Oof, Sounds good. Let's just do that again. Okay, then the left hand's going to move up as I showed you to the D sharp, right? And it's together again, so here we go. Okay, so just, and then, and to finish, we're just going to move this one, down one, and this one, down one, and we get, okay, twice. Okay, awesome, I think we've got the intro. Let's just play it through once without me talking. Cool. So now we're going to do the bridge. So that was actually the intro and the verse you did there, which is fantastic. Now the thing about the bridge is it's really similar to the intro when she's singing Up All Night. Up all night. Yeah. And the only thing is, if you are to play this here, down here, which is what it is in the song, if you play all the notes that we played, it sounds a bit murky. It's almost like two big personalities in one room. It's going to be tense, right? So someone has to go. So we're going to drop this C sharp, and that's what the song actually does, and that's why it just doesn't sound right when you play this chord down there. Okay, so we're going to ditch the C sharp, and that leaves us with this. So just try and imagine that as being what it was there, but it's the top two. Okay, back to the pinky again, and we're going to do that shape there, okay? 3 of those. That's it. So just 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then, if you remember, the top note moved down 1 in the song. Yeah? Before? Well, this next part is going to do the exactly same thing, except the left hand's going to move up 1. Okay? So we're going to get this. And all that is the chord from before. Okay? Spread across the hands, right? So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, simple enough. Okay, and then there's this cool little thing. Okay, so this is one of those bits you're probably going to have to practice a few times. It's F sharp, G sharp, and then F sharp and A sharp at the same time. And with that comes the same old left hand note. If I was you, I'd practice that, just that. Sounds nice anyway. So, back to the first part. 2, 3. Okay, and then the next part. And it also does 3 of them, right? Okay, good news is the left hand just stays there, and the right hand does its own little thing. Okay, so what does it do? Well, you'll see that I've conveniently got my pinky on this note here. It's going to do this. A sharp and C sharp. B, A sharp. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're like, this feels weird, right? Of course it does. This finger here is notoriously weak at first, and it's something you're just going to have to work at, and you'll seriously thank me for it when you do. The temptation will be to change fingers, but just try and use those ones, because that's how you're going to be really good and free at piano later on, and you won't have to look at your hands, which is a great bonus. So get used to that if you can. So 2, 3, and then these together. Okay, so let's just do that bridge from the start. Again. Okay, fantastic. Last but not least, we're going to do the cool part, the chorus, the bit that everyone loves, By Your Side. Okay, now the great thing about this is it uses the exact same chords as the intro in the verse. Okay, we did that at the start, and it's that shape I was talking about. Okay, so if you get the C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, it's that shape there, and the B in the left hand in that position. Alright, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I was going to say 5, it's 4. And then once we've done those, we're going to move up to this shape. So that's just C sharp, F sharp, G sharp with the C sharp here. So let's go back. And it's just these moving in toward each other. Okay, and then almost finished. We have this nice chord again. We've seen this before. 4 of those. Okay, so let's just recap that before we finish this part. And then, okay, and then to finish off, we're going to do 2 more of these, 2 of these. This is the only difference here, is that this F sharp chord, instead of going C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, the F sharp is on top. Okay, so to finish there it's 2 and then 1, 2. So just to play that from the start of there. 1, 2, 1, 2. And without me talking. So, the piano brain part of this tutorial is to try and teach you how you take that from kind of that sound to this. How do we make it sound like that? You know, like if you heard that at a concert, you'd be jumping right away, wouldn't you? So how do we make you sound like that? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of tips. I know the camera only goes down to here. I'm working on that. But if you can just imagine, rather than just playing one of these notes in the left hand, we've got more than one finger, right? And we can do this thing called octaves. Now, octaves are a fancy word for this. 2 of the same note. And most of the time, your left hand will do that itself, because it's pretty easy, right? Your thumb there on the B, and the pinky on the B, and you can kind of just move that shape around, right? So that's called octaves, and it beefs the sound up. That's what we want, right? A really strong sound. But you'll notice that the hands, they start to overlap if you do that there, and it's a bit weird. It's like it's a crowded room, right? So instead of doing this, we're going to go out the range of the camera a little bit and do the exact same thing, but just play the B's down there. So just 2 B's, right? And just listen to the difference. This versus this. Yeah, so just the intro with those. Big difference, right? And one other tip I'm going to give you is that rather than just playing one of them, there's a gap there. And sometimes in gaps, it's just good to give it an extra little bit of encouragement with another B. So I'll show you without the octave just now, just so you can get that. And then. And then. And that just gives it a kind of. Okay, and with the octave, just 1 more of those in the gap. Cool, so that gives it a totally different sound. If I was you, I would take this song, I'd put the music on along with it, and I would just try adding some rhythm in that right hand a little bit more, and just breaking things up a bit, you know, and adding those extra notes in the left hand. I could write out an exact version for you, but I'd rather you got creative. And that's what music's all about. It's to take it away for yourself, add your own version in, and let someone hear you playing it. Something like. Well guys, thanks so much for watching this lesson. It was great fun teaching you for the first lesson, and please don't forget to subscribe. Please leave a bit of feedback regarding what you want to hear next. Anything that you're desperate to learn to play in detail, and I can explain to you exactly what's going on so that you can learn it really well. Okay, and you can play it to your friends. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. See you later.